slowly. I am going to make a fruit drop game where I have my basket here at the bottom, and with the arrow keys, it's going to move left and right and catch dropping fruit. But right now, all we're looking at is how to make it wrap around. You can see that when I go to the left or I go to the right, it does not wrap all the way around. It does not go up or down. If I mash the up or down keys, nothing happens, just left or right at this point. So how do I make it wrap around? Here's how it works. I am going to, and by the way, I disconnected this because I set it up ahead of time, but I did not want that code to execute while I was testing this with you. So I've got a forever loop with two if then statements in it. And what I want to basically say is if it goes too far to the right, make it show up on the left. If it goes too far to the left, make it show up on the right. And the reason that I have the XY coordinate background on here is so that we can kind of look at the numbers and play with them. So the first thing that I'm going to show you that I notice is when I go all the way to the right, my value of X is way over here. You can look here, it says 255. So what I want to say is if X is greater than 254, right? I could say equal to 255 and that might work. I tend to like greater than because if you blast past something too quickly, then it doesn't catch it right away. So that's why I like to use greater than. But you're welcome to try equal to 255 and see how that works for you. So if something is greater than 254, then I want it to snap back to the left. And the left is going to be this negative 255. And my Y value is staying a constant negative 150 because that was my choice. Similarly, if it goes less than negative 254 this way, I want it to snap to the right at 255 negative 150. So let's see how that works. First of all, what are we checking to compare? We're checking the X position of this sprite. So I'm going to go to the motion code. And by the way, where did I get this less than? The color will tip you off, but it's in this operations section. You can do less than, greater than, less than, equal to, all kinds of others here, but those are the only ones that we're looking at now. Back to my motion screen. If I check this box, you will see up here that my bowl's X position is 255. It's also listed down here. You can see it either way. But if you were to go to full screen, you can watch the X position here because you don't see the output screen the way you do when it's small. So all of that being said, let's test and see how it works when we wrap around. I go to the right and it's stuck. Look, my X value is 255, but it's not going. Let's try this way. Oh, so that worked. That's weird. My code is the same and it's not working either way. So I tried some troubleshooting tips. I do know the correction to this, but I want to walk you through some of the things that I tried. First thing that I tried was isolating. See, I just took out the negative, and here I'm going to leave the negative and take out the positive. Okay, so I tried separating them. Maybe the stacked ifs were throwing it off. Let's find out. I'm going to hit stop and restart it, and now right is working, and now left is not. Weird, right? So when I had it the other way, left worked and right didn't. I honestly don't even have an answer for that. That is not the problem I expected to happen. So Scratch can do funny things. That didn't seem to fully solve my problem. It switched my problem from left to right. We could try things like changing negative 254 to negative 250 and positive 254 to positive 250. And let's test that. And now it goes right. Will it go left? It does not. It's stuck. I don't believe that was the problem. I'm going to switch it back to 254 because we know by the data that it is going to pass 254 to actually get to 255. Here's the gimpy part that kind of has thrown me. What if I play with this and I change 255 to 250? I can go right. Can I go left? Hey, I can go left. So it was kind of hanging up with that 255 being off the screen. You can see that X only goes to negative 240 and positive 240, but that edge of it went off the screen and it didn't love that. So final question, will it still stack and work properly here? Let's find out. It's going right. And it's going left. It wraps around both ways. Stacked was okay. I can delete my extra pieces of code. And now I have a wraparound feature. And you can change the background, take off this X position. I don't need it anymore. And happy wraparound. You could do the same thing, by the way, up and down. All you have to do is instead of X position greater than or less than, you would choose Y position, which is right here. And you would change these values to match because you notice Y goes to 180 and negative 180. So you'd have to change the values there. Play with the numbers. You can wrap around vertical with the Y position or horizontal with the X position. I hope that helps. Happy coding.